A spooky story.
Okay.
What?
I have a teacher who would tell
Spooky
us
story.
Yeah.
about a professor that killed a male prostitute.
Oh
Sex
yeah.
worker.
That's.
Can I say sex?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're on
male
cable.
sex
It's
worker.
it's fine.
And then he only got caught because he rented a chainsaw.
Oh.
Returned it covered
You
in
gotta
blood.
own the chainsaw.
And he turned it back
Is it
in.
on? Flip
No,
this.
it's not.
Okay, turn it on. Yeah.
Sindel.
Come on, come
Ahoy.
on. We got it. We have a stool for you.
A stool?
You were late.
I might as well sit back there. You can sit here. Hi, guys.
You could probably take one of those chairs.
1 minute. All right.
Is that some costume, Sindel? What?
Yeah.
Scoops ahoy!
Woo.
Did you not see my post in the...
I saw the one about Brandon.
Oh, no.
Oh yeah.
The most important.
The makeup one?
Oh no, it stopped working.
Brandon,
Yeah,
how
Scoops
did you
Ahoy,
get
this is my
somebody to
costume.
do your-
Did it die?
Yeah.
We were in a commercial.
Oh no.
Your lights died.
Oh no. Push the button. Oh no. It's right before. Push the power button on the back of the light bright. Oh! Everything's dying right before the show starts.
What is it? Probably
By the way,
exactly?
yeah.
The freeze ray is down.
And yeah, we want to hear Anita's story for sure.
She wanted to.
Well.
Go get, no, take it to the front desk and go get a
It's live.
oh, we're live! Oh no, the show is starting. Welcome to the Lowdown. Why is this camera so close? I thought this was the wide shot. I don't know. Welcome to the Lowdown Live, a show where things are about whatever we want them to be. My name is Kyle Lowe, and the theme of tonight's show is spooky or spoopy stories. Spoopy
Spoopy.
is a trademark term of Dakota Simpson, who said he was going to be here tonight. He's not. I don't know where he is. So, yeah. So we're going to tell some spooky stories, and we're also going to celebrate a birthday. But first, let's introduce the cast of crazy, funny people we have.
The
here
Midnight Society.
The Midnight Society. What is it on? Is that what it was on?
Are You Afraid of the Dark?
The Midnight Society.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you know what the Are You Afraid of the Dark show is? Who are you?
I am Natalie Berg.
Hello, Natalie. Welcome back. And over here, who do we have?
Your brother. Did you forget who I am?
Well, no, I
Really?
know who you are, but I need you to introduce yourself to the people who might not know who you are.
Yeah, I'm
The
Brandon.
people at home.
Kyle's brother.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Good to see you.
Who do we have back here?
Maya.
Hi, Maya. This is your first time on the Lowdown.
Yes, indeed.
Welcome. You're in for some fun.
Thanks for coming.
All right. Who else?
I'm Adriana. This
Hey,
is my
good.
second time being on the load.
Woo! Two-Timers Club.
I'm Allie.
Hey,
Also,
Allie.
my second time on the show, multiple time being here.
Yeah. Another first-timer.
Romaine, and I'm already spooked, so.
You're already spooked. Yes. And last but not least,
Hello. Where am I? Hello.
Ahoy.
Hi.
Ahoy.
Ahoy. Ahoy. I'm Sindel, and this is my toned down costume for Scoops Ahoy from Stranger Things, if you already didn't know. Thank you.
Oh, I thought it was Chips Ahoy.
Scoops Ahoy, Stranger Things Season 3. Thank you.
I've only watched 2 episodes. Please don't spoil it for me. So tonight we're talking spooky stories, but before that we have a birthday.
Birthday in the house.
Hey!
It's Brandon's birthday. Hey!
Thanks.
So we got you a cake. Can you like point the cake
So
at the,
cute. Look
the
at that.
camera? I decorated it myself.
Oh my.
Tilt it
careful.
just a little
Be
bit.
gentle.
Not too much, because I
Oh
want
my
to eat it.
god. Oh my god. Wow.
Happy birthday, Brando.
Wow.
Happy birthday.
Space for Brandon?
Maybe.
On purpose.
Maybe.
Well, we'll never know.
We'll never know.
Brando.
So we have some cake cutters and plates and stuff. Is anyone better than me at cutting cake? Because I am not. Yeah, go for it, Brandon. It's your cake.
Stab it. Destructive. Oh,
Wow.
you did it.
That's not the middle. You're just gonna-
What's happening here? Oh my god. Oh
This is
no. Brandon! Oh my god!
Put it on the plate. Put it on the plate.
He's like,
Serve
I'm
it.
done.
Serve your cake.
Hey
And
Brandon,
eat it too.
quick question. How
Yeah.
many of your birthdays were orange themed or Halloween themed?
None.
Wow.
I mean, there was probably some orange and some pirate costumes, but
There are many pirate-themed costumes. Hello, who would like a piece of cake? Fork me. Cake? Cake? Natalie wants some cake. Here, we'll trade the...
You don't want to hear me eating?
Is this turning into an
There you go.
ASMR video? I know cameraman Will wanted a piece of cake. Save him a piece of cake. What shapes?
Can I have a triangle shape?
Request the shapes.
Honestly, if you just stick your fist in the cake and throw it on the plate, I'll eat it.
really?
One for Allie.
I would.
All right.
Thank you.
Save a piece for Will. Save a piece for Johnny. I heard Johnny, our director, was hungry.
Look at this.
I don't know. That'd be like a big slice, you know?
Thanks. All right. So this has just turned into an ASMR TV show where
Happy
we all silently
birthday
eat.
to you.
Cake. Cake.
What kind of slice is that?
Is a petite.
Just white cake.
Yep. Just the way Brandon likes it.
I guess I got it.
He doesn't.
Plain white.
He doesn't like chocolate. He doesn't like.
Are you cutting a piece for you?
I know.
I think it's just you at this point. They don't. She doesn't want one.
Are you sure?
She's seen how you're cutting it.
She's embarrassed for you.
Oh my God!
That was a pentagram. Put that one on the plate. We'll save it for Will. Got one more. We'll give it to our director Johnny. Oh, I forgot to set up the director cam. Dang it. All right. Oh. Johnny gets a
Already
floor
fell.
fork. It's okay. I already dropped the forks on the ground.
Oh, wait.
Surprise! You're all using floor forks.
Joy.
Forks.
Oh, I don't even have a fork.
Florks.
Now you do.
Oh, thank you.
Floor fork. This one's for Johnny.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, Brandon! All right, back to the show previously in progress. It's Halloween. It's the spooky month. Hocus Pocus is playing nonstop on the Family Channel. Is it still called the Family Channel? It's a Freeform. Freeform.
Yeah.
The Freeform Family Channel. And yeah, so I figured we could share some of our spookiest stories. So we got some microphones to pass around. We got some flashlights to get you in the mood to tell.
Flashlight.
Take the flashlight to the front desk and ask for a AA battery. 2 AA batteries.
We have
and a
flashlights like
screwdriver.
on our phone too.
Oh yeah, I guess so too.
My phone's broken.
Okay, never mind.
So
Trying to be creative.
I'm poor.
yeah.
That's the real scary
So we're gonna hear some spooky stories from the panel, but we also want you to call in. You can call us at our new number.
Whoa.
We got a new phone number because we let the other one expire. We forgot to pay the bill, and it expired. So area code 415-649-CMAC. Give us a call. I've got the iPad here. I can patch you in. We can hear from you. And you can also call us via Skype if you want to show your spooky face on the TV screen. Give us a Skype call. Skype call Lowdown Live, and we'd be happy to talk to you. All right, so let's get into it. Who's got a spooky story? Mine requires a prop, and I forgot to bring it into the studio, so I'm going to go second while someone else goes. I know we've got someone in the audience who has a spooky story. Never before on the Lowdown, we have Anita. Anita, come on down. I want you to take this seat. Can we borrow a microphone back? All right, Anita, you have to hold both of these so we can hear you and so we can see you. You
What if
squeeze
you just
that.
kneeled on the ground
That'll
before
keep the
her
light
and
on.
then shine it towards her?
And I'm gonna go get a battery for this light and my prop for my spooky story.
So, shall I just start?
Please.
Okay. As a toddler, I had a recurring dream, and this dream continued till I was 12 years old. I would be driving down, in the dream, I'm in a car, in the back seat of a car with other children, and we're driving at night down a country road, and then the car turns into a parking lot with an old-fashioned lamp on a pole illuminating the parking lot. And when my grandmother passed away, when I was 12 years old, we took her remains to Mississippi, which is where she was born, to bury her. And this dream unfolded right in front of my eyes. I'm in the back seat with my cousins, whom I had never met. We go down this long country road and pull into that same parking lot with the illuminated grounds there. And that parking lot was at the funeral home for where my grandmother was. And that's the story.
That's scary. I don't like that.
I used to have several dreams like that, and
That's wild.
yeah. So
Did you tell them? You're like, hey guys, by the way,
no,
this is my dream.
no, I didn't, because I was stunned. Actually, I was thinking, this really can't be, and it really was. I mean, it
That's
was
crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. So
I'm scared.
that was it.
Way to go.
So
Good job.
who's next? Are you next? Are you ready?
I had a spooky dream that I thought was spooky when I was a kid. It's not as elaborate as yours or as long. Get it, Mike. But I awaken in a dark room, and in this dark room, there's just a voice, and the voice says, "Don't open the door." And I say, "What?" And it says, "Don't open the door." So obviously I open the door. I open the door. There's nothing below the door, and I fall to my doom, and I die. And that is the story of my spooky story. That happened quite a bit. So you think I would have learned not to open the door.
Not to open the door.
Yet I kept killing myself by opening the door. Spooky. Yeah. Not as spooky, but for a 5-year-old, spooky.
So, are you ready yet, Kyle? What's your
We
problem?
need more batteries for this one too.
Oh my god.
Oh wait, it's back.
You just weren't holding
It's alive.
down you have to hold it down.
Oh no, it's.
Technical difficulties. Oh,
Oh okay. You think I would know how
red
to
is
use
even
my own
better. That's great.
device.
And happy birthday, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Oh no, the light bulb might have burned out.
Well, you've got this one. So, here you go.
Thanks, Anita.
Where did we go?
My spooky story just happened the other week. My brother bought this movie, Howard the Duck. And he invited me and my girlfriend Lauren over to watch it.
And now Lauren no longer hangs out with you. She's not in the audience.
And the spooky thing is yeah, she's very mad at me.
Oh wait, but
It never existed?
there's a reason why I bought it.
Why did you buy Howard? Why did you buy this cursed movie?
Because it's one of the most talked about movies of all time. Howard the Duck lands on DVD for the first time ever in the all-new special edition. And it's by George Lucas. So it's special because they decided to put it on DVD.
That's tragic.
It's oh.
It
My off
exists.
is off. Oh yeah. There we go.
Missed that whole story.
No, I had the microphone.
He was double fisting
So it's the most talked about movie because it's arguably the worst movie in the world.
It was quite bad.
Why is Lauren
there's
mad
a
at you,
duck with
though? It was
nipples.
Brandon's idea.
Because I didn't tell her what movie we were watching.
Oh no.
We were like, hey, let's just go over and watch a movie with my brother.
She doesn't trust us
And
anymore
now she
for anything.
Trust issues are trust is easily broken down is the lesson of the moral of the tale.
And that Kyle has like a 50-50 track record with movies that are good or like horribly panned.
Yeah, I am always like, hey, let's watch this movie. I really want to watch this movie. And then she's like, I don't know if I can trust you.
But you do kind of also disappear. You like don't even pay attention and you're just on your iPad the whole time.
I do love my iPad.
Making her suffer alone.
Hello? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm the villain. I'm the villain of this story. The villain was inside me all along.
Surprise ending.
Yeah. What a twist. Okay, any other spooky stories from our panel?
I have more than one story, but I'm going to
Yes.
start with a slightly heartwarming one
Okay.
to begin with
Hold
instead
hold
of
the flashlight. Squeeze the handle.
Okay, I can't see. Is that okay?
Yeah, you don't.
Okay.
You are being seen. That's
right.
what's more important.
So I was probably like a preteen or whatever, and I remember I was staying in the living room at my grandma's house, and she has this thing where she's in charge of checking the house at the end of the night.
The last one.
Yeah, she must double check the doors are locked because you can't do it right, and turn off the lights because you don't know how to turn off lights, according to her. So, I was watching TV. I knocked out in front of the TV, and the fireplace Christmas lights were still on, and I just remember feeling somebody coming up and kind of just like pecking me on the cheek and like being like sweet or whatever and turning off the lights. And I was like, oh, my grandma must have come and turned off the lights and she's going back to bed. So I like opened my eyes and there wasn't anybody there. And I like got up and she was still in bed. And the next day I asked her, I was like, did you come in last night to the living room to turn off the TV and turn off the lights and everything? And she's like, no, I never did that. They just turned off. They were just off already. So I thought that you were actually responsible and like did it on your own. But I didn't. So nobody ever was able to tell me who turned off the lights or how that happened. And I just kind of had to accept it.
I had a similar thing kind of happen to me once. I was having a sleepover with me and my girlfriend, also preteen.
Oh.
And, normal sleepover stuff. We were watching movies, having pizza and stuff. And I went to the kitchen to go get something, and we were in a 2-story house. The upstairs was the master suite, and that's where my mom was. So I assumed. And I heard a voice call from me from up there saying something like, there's more in the refrigerator or something to that effect. And I was like, okay, thanks, and went about my business and went back to my room where my friend was. And a little bit later, for whatever reason, I went back out to the kitchen and where my mom was in the kitchen at that time. And I said, hey, thanks, or something. I acknowledged that I heard her and stuff and thank you or whatever. And she was like, I never said that. I was like, what? And me and my best friend just looked at each other like, whoa, because I think she was actually in the kitchen with me. I don't remember. I think we both heard her, but it's like, wow, she didn't say that.
Maybe your mom and your grandma sleep.
Are the same person? Oh.
Oh, are you related?
Different place.
Are you
Both
related?
ghosts.
Next episode, DNA test episode. Leave your forks. I'm gonna swab them.
I can't do that. I'm afraid of the Terminator.
Oh, yeah. Spooky stuff.
Yeah.
Ghosts pretending to be your family.
I have another one.
You have another one? You want to tell it, or should we? Let me announce. If you're watching and you've got a spooky story, call us, area code 415-649-CMAC, and tell us your spooky story.
Why are they calling from San Francisco? Or calling San Francisco?
That was just the phone number I was able to set up.
Fresno doesn't exist.
Fresno, we spooked Fresno right out of the California.
Exactly.
Yep. All right. Okay. We don't have any calls. Jump in.
Okay. Well, I live alone in a house, and a couple of times I've experienced while I'm laying in bed, I guess I'm half asleep, half awake, and I feel like my hand's shaking kind of, because I'm like holding
so
this.
Scared.
So scary. I oftentimes feel like, or felt a presence of a little girl. Like I could see her long blonde hair, like kind of like it's a projection of me. I'm not sure, but she's in a nightgown, long blonde hair, and I see her standing in my doorway of my bedroom, and then like all of a sudden, like after a few seconds of her standing there, she just starts to run at me like she's gonna run and jump into the bed. And that's when I jolt awake. I'm like, what? And it's happened more than once. I've felt her in there in my room.
Considered not living alone.
But since I've rearranged my room, I haven't had that same experience. So that's good. Maybe that
Because you've barricaded the door with
No.
a dresser every night.
I guess because she'd have to like come across the bed or something to get at me. I don't know what the deal is, but ever since I moved my bed, I haven't had that experience.
I recommend that you move your room back to see if she comes back. Because think about it, now she doesn't have anyone to jump to. She could be
True.
sad and
Bored.
lonely.
She
Or
could be
she's
sad.
mad
You're being
you
very
did that in
selfish
the
right
first
now.
I know.
place, and she's gonna
I'm being very selfish. But also, when my bedroom was arranged that other way, not only did she show up, but I also felt like there was a presence of a man that would just come to the edge of my bed and stand there. And stand there and watch me sleep. And I think that's because that might be a self-projection because my ex told me that sometimes he would come in and watch me sleep.
No?
So
Did you kill him?
No, I did not kill him.
Okay.
Ghost.
See, I was gonna say that's Joe Bidening, and that is how you get somebody to like you. They're just always there.
That's a verb?
That
Joe
ghost
Biden?
wants to hook
that's
up.
now a verb.
Oh, wow.
Add it to Urban Dictionary. I'm gonna add it to Urban Dictionary right now. Here we go. That's kind of spooky. What? You think it might be a younger self? Were you interested in time travel as a young woman?
Who isn't interested in
That's
time
true.
travel?
That's
But
true. That's fair.
yeah, it might just
Don't
be.
forget the crystals.
It might. I don't know. Like some people think that I look kind of like the little girl. Like I looked like the little girl from Poltergeist
Yeah.
when I was young.
Yeah.
Kinda. I can kind of see
But it's
that
a
with the
movie.
bangs and everything. It's a
Okay,
movie,
yeah.
but like, I don't know. It's a common look, so maybe it's not necessarily me. Maybe it's just a little girl that.
Yeah.
I doubt that she would have been in that area though, living and died, because she didn't look like she was from a different time period per se.
No,
Although
okay.
it was a kind of a older looking long nightgown.
Some Elizabethan full dress for bed kind of nightgown.
Yeah,
All right.
maybe.
Spooky. All right. Thank you, Natalie.
Who's next?
Who's next? Who's
Dun,
got a
dun,
spooky
dun.
story? Oh yeah, Allie had another one.
Yeah.
Pass the flashlight. There we go.
All right. This is like a two-parter, mostly because one's super short. I never told you, Romaine, but
What a way to start the story.
we used to be roommates, and so there was a time when you left, and so I was all by myself for like a couple weeks, and there was a night that I woke up like late in the middle of the night, and I thought there was an earthquake going on because I just heard a huge thud, and I thought that it was so loud that some kind of furniture should have fallen, or maybe you like screwed in one of my shelves wrong and it fell, but there was nothing on the ground. There was nothing anywhere that looked disturbed. And also I woke up and checked like Facebook, because that's what you do after an earthquake.
Yeah,
And nobody was saying anything. So I was really scared, and that was really awful. And I never told you because
Was I home? Was I
no, you
sleeping?
weren't there. I was alone. I was all alone.
For me.
Yes, must be nice. But the actual story I was going to tell was I took the same class with, his name was Misha at Fresno State. And he would tell us this story to show just how powerful a tenure was, that he could do anything he wanted to us, or like get away with anything, and there was no way he would ever get in trouble. So we should just take whatever he gave us, no matter what it was that he was doing. And so the
Veiled
story,
threat.
yes, it was not veiled. It was
an actual
It was a threat. So the story he told us was that there was a professor. I want to say, oh, I forgot the light. There was a professor, probably in like the 60s or 70s, probably the 70s, because my grandma said she remembered him being in the news. And he, I guess, was secretly gay, and he.
70s were tough.
Yeah, rough times. So the story goes that he murdered a male sex worker, and he chopped up his body and spread him out into a field, I believe. I don't know if it was a Fresno State field or just a field.
Oh, that's why it's so like the ag is so good. It's the human remains.
Yeah.
Yeah. The grapes grow real good in one spot.
Yeah. So what did him in was he chopped up the body with a chainsaw. However, the chainsaw that he used was one that he rented and then returned covered in blood and body remains. He did not clean he just returned it. He was like, I'm done now. Take it back. So yeah, the police were like, oh, that's weird. And then he was like, oh yeah, that was me. That one was me.
He admitted it.
Yeah.
All right.
And so he went to prison, but they couldn't fire him.
Still had his tenure.
He had his tenure, so they couldn't fire him. He
Oh.
did have to resign because they wouldn't pay him because he was not at work. He was in prison. So
Yeah.
There was that.
Can't actually work. Okay.
yeah,
So moral of the story, buy your chainsaws.
buy your own chainsaws. Potentially don't kill people, but more so.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever lesson.
Get tenure. Adriana says the moral is get tenure.
Get tenure.
You won't lose your job.
Yeah.
You won't lose your job. All right, there you go. That's gonna scare me. I'm gonna have nightmares of a Professor Chainsaw. That would be a fun comic book, Professor Chainsaw. No? A good superhero? No?
Well, not if he is just hacking people up. He'd be more
I
like a
guess so.
villain.
Yeah, more of a villain. All right, well, you're watching The Lowdown Live. This is our episode, Spoopy Stories. If you've got a scary story to tell, you can call us, 415-446-415-649.
415-649 CMAC.
415-649-CMAC, or you can Skype, call us, audio or video, Lowdown Live. Give us a call. We've got our panel here. We're telling scary stories, but we'd love to hear from you. Yeah, moving down the line. Who else has a scary story? Oh, Adriana has one. Oh, wait, you're gonna be the flashlight?
I don't know how
Yeah, twist that. Yeah, twist that. Yeah. Oh,
green.
Oh,
The other way.
green is okay.
I lied.
Okay.
It's red.
Even though red is
all right,
scary.
Adriana.
Yes.
What you got for
So
us?
I always tell Allie about all my houses I've been through because every single house has been I feel like the ghost has followed me no matter where I go. So there's always this one house in particular that has always scared me. So to even start off, when we first moved in, like the person was showing us the house. When we first walked in, there was crosses everywhere. And if you're a really strong Catholic person, you already know an upside down cross is not good. So in the house everywhere, there was upside down crosses. In the beginning of the door, outside, everywhere. There was salt all around the mirrors, all around the windows too, just everywhere. And I don't know why my mom, that wasn't like, oh, we should not get this house. But she
wasn't
was
a
just
sign.
like, this house
No
is
word.
beautiful. But for me, I was just like, no, this house is awful. I don't want. But obviously, like, we're low on money. This house was what we had. So we moved in, and the first time I ever got a sense that someone was there was me and my sister shared a room, but my sister, for some reason, never wanted to stay in that room, in my room that I was in. And so I always slept alone. And this one night, I heard in the corner of my bed, because my bed was against the wall, so on the corner of my bed, I could hear knocking. And it kept going, but I ignored it because I always was just like, you know what? It's probably nothing. But I lied to myself, yes. And so I told my older brother, I was like, can you please go look around? There was no one there. And it would continue through the whole entire night and the whole entire 4 nights I was there. So then it stopped. And so I couldn't sleep in that room no longer because I would get chills, things would happen. I saw a white owl in my window, and if you guys don't know what that is a sign of death. A white owl.
It's not a Harry Potter.
Yeah, it's not a
getting
Harry Potter.
letters.
It's not him. So I decided to sleep in the living room, and I think that was the last time I ever stayed in that house. After that, I moved in with my grandma. But that night, if you don't know what sleep paralysis is when you can't wake up from a dream. Either you're still asleep in the dream or you just get really paralyzed and you can't really move.
Like
so,
you woke up and you're
Yes.
just frozen?
Yeah.
Okay.
So with this, I've always seen a black figure. So I woke up. I tried to scream for my mom. I couldn't. It was already in the morning. I couldn't like move. I couldn't do anything. And I opened my eyes and there was just this black figure standing on top of me, holding me down. So
Nope.
and
Nope.
yeah. And so that was the last time I've ever stayed in that house. And yes.
Black
That's
isn't shadowy, not just to clarify.
Not a black guy.
Not a racist.
Like a black
Hashtag not a racist.
no face, just a black shadow. It was just like no face. I think that's more scarier than
A Dementor. You
Does-
sure wasn't Harry Potter?
Does the family still own the house?
no. Supposedly, like, cause I looked into it because like I'm writing like a little article about it, but supposedly that house got actually burnt down.
Oh, that's
And
good.
I don't know. Yeah, they said that the couple that was there actually died in the house, so it could be them. I don't know.
The couple that last owned it, or
Yeah, they actually died.
or had it
Well,
burned
as it
down,
burned
and
down.
then
Yeah.
the people died in there, and then they built that new
No.
house that you're okay.
So they actually died in the fire.
Okay.
So I looked it up, and it was crazy. So I don't know if it was them or it's just.
What
Yeah.
was the salt for?
Wait,
Salt keeps ghosts in?
Out. They keep ghosts out.
Oh,
You are not allowed out.
wait. So
they're already in.
wait, hold on. You said that the ghost follows you.
That's what I was going
So
to
what
what-
experiences have you had outside of the house?
So I live in Selma, California. So there was 3 houses that I've had different experiences at, and now that I live in Hanford, it hasn't happened. But the first house we ever moved in, we had a little attic storage, and just talking about an attic, you already know it's gonna be bad. But we had a little attic storage place where you can stuff things in, and it had a little Mickey Mouse door where you can open it. Well,
Wait, what's a Mickey Mouse door?
it's just it had a painted Mickey Mouse and like
Oh.
it had a
It
wooden
was
door.
literally
Okay.
a door with Mickey
So,
Mouse painted on.
Whenever I get a bad vibe, I get a really bad vibe. So I either had to keep that door shut or anything. So what me and my older brother did is, one, we looked in it to see what was in there. There was nothing in there. And for one, we couldn't, even if we showed a flashlight, pure black. You could not see anything. No matter how bright the light was, you could not see anything. So one night we decided to nail it shut.
Oh.
We nailed it with really long nails. So, yeah. And then the next morning, I went to go do laundry because it was in the garage, the attic, and we looked up and the door was open.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Crazy.
Now, you said you had multiple experiences like it followed you. I heard that that's not a ghost, that's a demon.
Probably.
Oh, wow. Even better. Thanks, Natalie.
Because
Yeah.
ghosts stay with the place they're haunting and demons can follow people.
Oh,
I don't approve.
yes. Bye, Adriana.
My favorite best friend.
Sorry, that's just what I heard.
You're fine. You're good. We know some good priests who could do an exorcism, maybe. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, there was a priest. He would not enter our house.
Oh, he was like, no,
there
thanks.
was a priest. The priest didn't work out.
The priest left.
Oh,
What did he say?
He just said there was a bad spirit in here and that there was nothing he could do about it.
gotta call the Vatican. Damn.
Who handles demons?
The
I
Pope-
mean, if the priest can't.
John
Pope won't do
Constantine?
it. That's too much
Oh,
publicity.
Constantine.
Yeah, he's got too much to do. The Pope Mobile won't go that far. What?
Your
you have a spooky
reactions
story?
are great. We want to hear
Oh,
them.
well, they're done now.
Do you have a scary story?
Sure.
I'm sorry, the flashlight's sweaty and hot.
Oh no.
Squeeze the handle.
Spooky. Oh. This one?
Yeah, there's like a
one?
button
Both of
where
them?
your fingers are. Yeah.
That's some baloney.
I guess I should turn this way. What?
Hey. Hey everyone. I'm there. I did it. There he goes.
I'm trying to
Are you
hide.
comfy? Don't fall asleep.
So I used to work at the Mercedes Edwards Theater.
Yes.
And like most theaters, they're haunted with some kind of ghost.
It's like a brand new theater, though.
You know, it happens.
Eat fresh ghosts.
It's not that great.
People die every day.
Ghosts are just floating around looking for theaters to open up so they can inhabit it.
Okay.
I think that's how that works. Not sure. So we were working a performance. I want to say it was Buchanan because they like to really deck out the lobby and the hallways with a lot of props and things like that. And one of the shows, I forget which show it was, but they had like a motion activated thing that noise would happen when you walked by it. So it was the end of the night, the show had ended, and we were locking up, me and my partner, and it was just the two of us, and we were about to leave when we heard the motion detected prop go off, and it started buzzing and yelling and doing whatever it was doing, and we freaked out, but we had to punch the code in, and it takes about 10 seconds before it lets you leave, so we were just in there screaming, waiting for the okay sound that we could leave the building. That's my story, the end.
That's a terrible alarm system.
Well, you know.
Clovis Unified.
Clovis Unified, I don't
They got
know.
the budgets for.
They once you work for them, like you're owned by them. I had to fill out a thing, and when I got my card, it was like, if there's a local fire, you have to go help with it. I was like, I am a teacher. Like, if there's a disaster, you have to.
Like, you don't want me there.
Yeah, no.
I'll be in the
if there's
way.
a disaster, you gotta stay for that.
You immediately
disaster.
got signed up for community.
Yeah, they were like,
fire department.
Keep your badge for working at the school.
I never signed anything for that.
Yeah.
That doesn't apply to me.
I don't know
Dang.
if I was supposed to tell you that. Never
Dang.
mind. I take it back.
All right, we got a call.
Ooh.
All right, I'm gonna hit
Wow.
talk.
Can
Hello, caller. Oh no.
Hello.
Can you turn up the speakers in the studio, please?
Oh.
Johnny?
Johnny?
I don't have that power.
There we go. Hello.
Hello? Hello?
Hello, who's calling?
This is Jared.
Jared!
Hey Jared, do you have a spooky story to tell us?
I don't have a spooky story, but I have a
What?
joke involving a skeleton.
Oh, perfect. Good enough. Spooky enough.
Does that work?
Yeah, tell us your spooky
Okay.
skeleton story.
Here's my joke. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, here it goes. A skeleton walks into a bar. He orders a beer and a mop.
And a mop.
Gosh, I'm done.
Because it just. Is there a second part? Or that's the whole joke?
No, that's the joke. That's
Okay.
the joke.
I didn't know. Maybe there was another line. that was
Speaks for
gonna make us laugh.
itself.
Yeah, Jared, you're down. Where are you? You're down in Irvine.
Yeah, I'm down in Irvine, yep.
How's Irvine? How's school? We miss you.
You know, it's I miss you too. It's happening. I'm doing some homework right now.
Oh.
You know, just getting some stuff out of the way for the weekend.
Nice.
And I know my boy Kyle Lowe is doing his thing right now, so I thought I had to call in.
Aw, thanks, dude. Well, when you're
course.
when you're on a break or something, and if it happens to line up with the first Thursday of the month, we'll have you back.
For sure, man. I think I'm gonna come back for the Sakas.
Oh,
there you
in the end of November, yeah. So maybe we'll do another
Yeah,
holiday
November.
episode in December.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right.
I hope that the show goes well. I wish you the best, and you're doing God's work out there, Kyle.
Ah, thanks, Jared. Thanks for calling in.
Bye, Jared.
Of course. Have fun. Bye, Sindel. Much love to everybody.
Bye, Jared.
Bye-bye.
Awesome. So if you, viewer at home, have any spooky stories or just skeleton jokes, give us a call. Area code 415-466-649. 415-649-CMAC. Give us a call. We'll talk to you. We'll listen to your skeleton jokes. Yeah. We are about 2/3 of the way through the show. We've heard some really spooky stories. But Brandon brought these books. Can I borrow this book? Brandon brought these books, and he read a story to me. It wasn't that scary, but it's called The Bird, the Mouse, the Bird, and the Sausage.
Yeah.
When you read this story.
Oh.
They're Grimm's fairy tales.
It's got a spooky cover.
So they're public domain, so we can read them.
Okay.
Story time.
It's a wonderful ending to teach you a lesson.
Yeah.
Now, once upon a time, a mouse, a bird, and a sausage became companions, kept house together, lived well and happily with each other, and wonderfully increased their possessions. The bird's work was to fly every day to the forest and bring back the wood. The mouse was to carry the water, to light the fire, to lay the table, but the sausage had to cook. He who is well off is always longing for something new, and one day, therefore, the bird met with another bird, on the way to whom it relayed its excellent circumstances and boasted of them. The other bird, however, called it a poor simpleton for its hard work, but said that the two at home had good times. For when the mouse had made her fire and carried the water, she went home to a little room until they called her to lay the table. The sausage stayed by the pot, saw that the food was cooking, and then, nearly time for dinner, it rolled itself once or twice through the broth, the vegetables, and they were buttered, salted, and ready. When the bird came home and laid its burden down, they sat down to dinner, and after they had the meal, slept to fill until the next morning, and that was a splendid life. Next day, the bird, prompted by the other bird, would go no more into the wood, saying that it had been a servant for too long, and had been made a fool by them, and that they must change about for once and try to arrange it in another way. And though the mouse and the sausage also begged so earnestly, the bird would have its way, and said it must be tried. They drew lots, and the lot fell on the sausage, who was to carry the wood, the mouse to become the cook, and the bird to fetch the water. What happened?
What happened?
The little sausage went towards the woods, the little bird lighted the fire, and the mouse stayed by the pot and waited until the sausage came home, and brought the wood for the next day. But the little sausage stayed so long on the road that both feared something was amiss, and the bird flew all the way in the air to meet it. Not far off, however, it met a dog on the road who had fallen upon the poor sausage as lawful booty, and had seized it and swallowed it.
No.
The bird charged the dog with an act of barefaced robbery, but it was in vain to speak, for the dog said he had found forged letters on the sausage, a capital offense.
Oh.
I guess.
Forged letters.
Forged letters.
Don't
Fake
forge
money.
your letters.
Fake money. Spooky. Right. The bird sadly took it upon the wood, flew home, and relayed what he had heard and seen. And they were much troubled, but agreed to do their best and remain together. The bird therefore laid the cloth, the mouse prepared the food, and wanted to dress it and get it into the pot as the sausage used to, and roll and creep amongst the vegetables to mix them. But before she got into the mist, she was stopped. She lost her horse skin and her hair and her life in the attempt. So she was cooked alive.
Ugh.
In the soup.
Mouse.
When the bird came home to carry the dinner, no cook was there. It was in distress, and the bird threw the wood here and there, called in search, but the cook could not be found. Owing to his carelessness, who would caught the fire, and the conflagration ensued, and the bird hastened to fetch water, and then the bucket dropped from its claws into the well, and he fell with it, and could not recover himself, but had to drown there. Everyone's dead.
That wasn't
Moral
scary.
of
It
the
was just sad.
story.
It is quite sad.
Stay in your lane.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what that story was about. I didn't hear most of what you said. But have you considered being a priest? Because you have I thought you were reading scripture to me for
That's
like.
why you were falling asleep. Oh, I'm in church.
I was
right?
It's the gold. It's the gold and the paper.
your like
Gold
cadence of your
pages.
voice was just like I was like yeah.
The moral of the story.
And you were like, they all died. And I was like,
Just like in the Bible.
yeah.
Just like in the.
Oh, hey, there's one called The Moon. Maybe that would have been good.
It's like,
Have
no
you-
spoilers.
I haven't read all of them.
You haven't read that one?
No, I haven't read all of these. They're like 200
200
fairy
fairy
stories.
tales by the Grimm's
Yeah.
brothers,
It's a cute cover.
the Grimmsians. So this is the Lowdown Live. This episode is all about the spoopy stories in your heart or in a book that you read. So if you've got a scary story to tell us, give us a call at 415-649
Yep.
You got it.
CMAC. My brain keeps thinking it starts with the 4 as well, or my brain wants me to say 69.
I have another short story.
Oh,
Kyle.
Natalie's. Oh, what? It's just a number. It's just a number. Natalie, you have a story?
A short story.
Okay. Why am I talking into it? Because I don't know.
It's really short.
Oh, okay.
As some of you may know, I interviewed for Hobbs Grove this year.
Oh, yeah.
And
With the costume that you
get
wore
it?
at our
Oh
last.
yeah.
Are you doing
yes,
it?
I was dressed as the Silent Hill nurse.
Nice.
Are you doing it this year?
I was waitlisted.
Oh, come on, boo.
The end.
I'm calling them.
So what does it mean? So Hobbs Grove is like a spooky, they have like a hayride.
They have a
and
haunted hayride,
in a haunted mansion.
haunted house, and then a haunted forest.
Oh, in a forest. Okay.
Yeah. And you could write down whatever you wanted to audition to be for. There was like several choices, and I just like, oh, that sounds interesting. That sounds interesting. Sure. And they liked my outfit and everything. Even the owner like took a picture of me with my mask and everything. But I think because I was like, there was like 60 some odd people there that showed up that day,
Dang.
and I was like number 43 or something like
Nah.
that. So I think they filled a lot of their slots before they got to me. But they said to keep my hopes up because sometimes people drop out and stuff. They'd like to use me. This is all in the recorded message. They'd like to use me. Maybe,
Yeah. So they might call you and be like, "Oh no, our hobgoblin is sick."
or people's plans change sometimes.
Oh, yeah, that's
Or they realize they can't.
So they're not going to call
Do
you and
it
be
at
like,
that
"What are
time?
you doing tonight?"
No, well, hopefully not. But yeah, if not this year, then I just know to go earlier next year.
Yeah. All right.
What's the audition like for that?
Yeah. What's
What
the
do you gotta
audition
do?
like? Yeah.
Well, depending on what you want to do, I said I know I'm not a really good screamer, so I was
Yeah.
like more of a silent scarer type. So that's what I checked. So they didn't have
So
me
you just
scream.
stood
You
there
could
and looked
hear
at them?
some people like
Scream
audition
queens?
screaming.
That's crazy.
in there. Like and there were some pretty good ones.
Dang. What?
And a few people showed up in costume. Like there was one voodoo witch that showed up later, and she had her prop was actually I think her boyfriend on a chain.
Oh my god.
Oh. I thought you were going to say her boyfriend's shrunken
Head.
Do you know how shrunken heads are created?
How?
Well, they take out the.
Is this a joke?
No. I was always
It's
curious. So I was
anecdote.
like, it's witchcraft, right? It shrinks. No, they take the skull out, and then it's just like the skin bag of face.
Oh, and then it dehydrates.
Yeah, that's how it shrinks.
Well,
But no,
how did-
the other thing that I wanted to mention was that I have an old coworker who works at Hobbs Grove, and like on one of her first days, she got punched in the face because she was in the haunted house. A guy freaked out. Yeah,
Well, I mean that is a natural reaction. It's fight or flight.
yeah.
Yeah.
My mom did that one time. She punched
Oh gosh,
She punched a guy. That's the whole story.
She punched
she punched Sophie.
It was my mom.
your mom.
Punched Sophie.
Dang.
I almost died leaving Hobbs Grove one time.
Oh,
it
yeah?
was not during Halloween. It was during the summers.
Was it a scary
I
time?
was just trying. I think
Okay, come on.
The Hop Grove is in
Oh.
Goodfellow, right?
I don't-
Hop Grove is on Goodfellow, right? I believe so.
All right, you got a Hobbs Grove story? Come in. Come
Well,
on.
it's not a story. It's more like
An anecdote?
I think before it was turned into Hobbs Grove, my aunt used to live in that house.
What?
Yeah, she used to live in that house.
Your aunt?
Yeah, that's not even a joke. I stayed there and the dang place was haunted. I'm not even joking.
For real?
She used to live there.
Do you have any like scary experiences from?
No, just in general, it was just scary.
Oh, okay.
No,
That
no,
makes
I'm
sense.
serious. I didn't even know that we were gonna turn it into an entertainment thing, and then I said, "That's my aunt's old house."
Whoa.
does it
Yeah.
freak you out to see like so many people at your aunt's house?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. What are you doing at my house exactly? That's what I would like to tell them.
I'd
But
be like, can you go?
Speaking of haunted places, there was that asylum that was on
Clovis
on Clovis
Avenue?
Avenue.
Yeah.
Weren't you in there once?
No,
I lived down the
Oh,
street
no,
from
you knew
there.
someone
Is
who
it
like,
down?
or there was like a video shot there.
well,
Yeah,
Is that what
Wolf
it was?
Manor.
Wolf
Thank you.
Manor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so since that got like demolished, what happens to all those poor ghosts? They lose their home. What happens?
Are they
Anyone
set
know?
free or
The
are
guy-
they?
Are they set free?
The guy that lived there was like really trying to get them to keep the house up. Like he was like, I can't afford to live here because the house might fall on me. But also, can we keep it, please? He was like, the ghosts are my friends.
Please,
Basically.
think of
I
the
need
ghost.
someone to play checkers with me.
Aw.
Speaking of that same asylum
someone was telling me that that was on Ghost Hunters.
Yeah. Okay.
And that was the most haunted place they'd ever been to, apparently.
They used to.
They have to say that at every
Like, kind of like.
Location.
Well, maybe it was the first episode.
No.
first episode.
It was
This
on
is
two
the
different
most.
shows.
It was our first, but therefore the most.
That's like Chris Harrison on The Bachelor saying, "This is the most dramatic season ever."
No.
No, they tried to host a couple of haunted haunted houses there, but because of the actual ghosts, things kept happening to the workers, and it was like not good for insurance. So ghosts are not good for insurance.
So you shouldn't host a haunted house in an actual haunted house.
Yeah.
If you want people to be safe.
Oh,
Ghosts are not covered.
I do remember that because I had friends who wanted to go in like 6th grade, and I was like, what? No.
Yeah. I remember
Actually haunted.
I remember trying to go to the mall by there, and there was a lady screaming with like blood all over her, and I was like, should I call 911? And my grandma was like, maybe. And then I realized that there was a haunted house right there, and I was like, oh, we didn't call 911,
Haunted
so
house.
I'm glad it
Well,
wasn't real.
That's one thing.
If it was real,
The like attraction haunted house was happening.
Yes.
You weren't just like, oh yeah, that house is haunted. There's no use calling 911.
Yeah,
that is her
they're just
burden to
bloody.
bear.
They're doomed.
I like that idea, but there was one time there was a haunted house, but there was a guy with the actual chainsaw going inside a haunted house, killing people.
Oh.
Oh, that's
So,
kind of
I
unchill.
mean, she could have
So
actually
don't-
been full of blood.
Don't actually go to haunted house. A horror movie.
Yeah,
with
nobody would know.
Murders. Theme park murders.
Murder.
Zombieland, Murderland. We got 10 minutes.
Oh, never mind.
Oh.
Nothing. Well, we've been talking about a lot of like United States spookiness.
Yeah.
But Maya, did your dad ever tell you any El Salvadorian spookiness?
Yeah.
Can we hear a story?
Can we hear an else?
Sorry to put you on the spot.
Well, yeah, he was just from like the village, and so they could have like all these crazy stories. And he was raised by his grandma, so she's this old El Salvadoran woman that would just scare him from like running off into the like forest of the village by telling him that there were like monsters there, and that they would like kill his dog and if he like didn't do what she wanted him.
would run into the forest?
No, that like if he like let his dog out, or like if he like ran away to like go play soccer, which he did.
It was more of a
Threats of monsters and doom in the forest.
Of monsters roaming the village, yes.
Did the monsters have names?
Porcelapia was one that, and then he tried to tell us that was like a witch that would like scare us if we like did bad stuff, but we didn't believe
That
him.
kinda sounds
We were like,
the village.
we're not scared of you.
We're not. Nope. I want to bring out our director. He's behind the scenes in almost every episode. Johnny here. He directs the show, but he's got some good scary stories. So I'm going to swap with Johnny. I'm going to direct. I want Johnny to come out and tell his scary stories. So yeah, Johnny, here you go. Grab a microphone.
Sure you want to hear this?
Yeah, I want to hear this.
That's mine.
Yeah, you got it, Tony?
Yes.
Do you want to hear this?
Yeah, I want. Yeah, give him a microphone.
Should I sit right
Yeah,
here?
sit right there.
Okay. Thank you, Kyle, for having me come out. I'm usually behind the scenes,
This
as
is
you
your
mentioned.
first
Yeah.
time on the
Yay!
lowdown.
Oh, thank you. Hello. Thank you.
Hello.
This is an interesting vantage point. I like it. So a scary story. I got a lot of them.
Too many,
And
but,
too many. But let me narrow it down to
Give us 5 minutes.
one that I'm still very perplexed and confused by. So I do a bit of ghost hunting on the side here, casually.
You're going with Anita to. Did you already go?
We already went to Utah. We went
to Utah.
we
Have
went
you seen that
UFO
night?
hunting. Saw some interesting things in the sky. But anyways, this story is actually something that's happened locally. Sierra Sky Ranch is a hotel up in Oakhurst. Some of you may be familiar with. We've got some permission to go up there and do some. This,
Oh,
Yeah.
wrong button.
oh, that's frightening. That's what happened. That's exactly what happened.
Radio
No,
started turning on.
So anywho, we were doing an EVP session, and those of you who are familiar with the paranormal world, that's electronic voice phenomenon. You're trying to capture things on a recorder, so you bring a little audio recorder and you ask questions in a haunted area. And when you play back the audio, you will usually hear a response if it's a haunted place. More often than not, that's been my experience. But anywho, we were doing that, and the person we were with, who was a part of our group, asked if, I don't know why this crossed their mind, but they said, if you want us to leave, move something. Great question to ask a ghost, right? So anywho, upon playing back that audio clip through the recorder to hear it back, there was no response except for something in the place we were at. Now, this was in a kitchen, actually. It was an actual kitchen that they still served food, but this was after hours, of course. So I don't know what you call them, but those trays that servers open up to put their big plate on to serve out to the table, one of those was leaning against the wall. So when that question was asked, once we played it back, the tripod, or I call it a tripod, but that thing I just referred to, tilts off the wall, opens up, and slides about a foot across the floor.
Nope.
And yeah, so that's, you would, for me, thinking back about it, I was surprised I wasn't more scared than I actually was. I was actually more confused by it than anything. So I was like,
You've been served.
I wasn't like, oh my gosh, I'm out of here, and I ran. I looked at it, I stared at it for a good minute. Yeah.
Wait, sorry. So when you played it back on the tape recorder, that's when it moved?
You didn't.
Exactly.
You didn't see it.
It didn't actually
happen in
happen
real
when
time
it was
when you asked?
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was really bizarre. Yeah. So I stared at it for about a minute. And then I went over there and I put my hands around it like, is someone messing with us in here? And it turns out no. And to this day, I don't know how that happened. We did go back to that same location and did something similar as well. We asked the same question. And supposedly there's a chef spirit there who doesn't like this entryway blocked because back in the day, when servers and employees would block it, he'd get really mad and yell at them. And according to a medium that was there, a person who's sensitive to ghosts and spirits, they said, we sense this here. There's a chef here I feel like they don't like this area blocked. So naturally, what do you do when you know a ghost gets upset about something? you go and stand and plop yourself in front of it. We put a dirty clothes or apron bin, where you put your dirty clothes at the end of the day. We put it in front of the thing. This was about a year or two later, same location. And I actually caught this on camera. You can look at it on YouTube if you're interested. I can show you later. But I said, hey, I'm blocking this. I know you don't like this. I just want to know if you're here. I wasn't trying to be provoking or anything. And as I tilt up with the camera, when I tilt back down on the little bin, this little tab starts rattling. And mind you, there's no airflow. There's nothing around this area. So I'd like to think that was the chef's spirit that was just pissed off at me. And but yeah, I don't know. That's my stories.
Is a lot of ghost hunting just going and figuring out how to antagonize somebody?
When I first started, that was kind of my MO. I didn't want to get too offensive or upset too much of the energy there. But I found that, a lot of the time the best thing you can do is just use your own self to be the ghost detection. Sometimes this equipment and recordings won't pick up anything. You won't get any evidence. But when you're actually there, you could feel your hairs come up on your arm. You get goosebumps and you're like, why is this happening to me? So a lot of the time we are the best technology, if I guess, for lack of a better way of describing it, to detect these things. So
as a skeptic, I'd say that's you're a self-fulfilling prophecy, oh no, I should be scared, and then you have a reaction.
Well, that is until you're in a situation when you're not really ghost hunting and you're just by yourself, or you're not even thinking of ghosts, you're not even thinking of spirits, but all of a sudden you get a weird feeling. You're like, what is this? And you never know. That could be a nearby spirit, energy of some sort. There's a lot of theories of what that could be, but in my opinion, it's energy. Perhaps of a spirit. I don't know.
Well, maybe we have to do a crossover episode of the Lowdown and Paranormal Journeys.
Paranormal, I'd be happy.
And I'll be the skeptic on the show.
And mind you, I'm a skeptic too. That's the only thing that I really have seen with my own eyes, something really weird happening like that. So everything else could be probably explained that I've experienced, but that was one I was like, things just don't move on their own like that, especially once an intelligent response to the question. So,
all right.
Anywho,
all right.
Do you think that ghosts are tired of people like coming into their space and asking them questions.
And they just
More of this?
Yeah, exactly right.
Or like to like move
Yeah.
something. They're like, I'm so tired. Why are these people keep coming back?
Right, exactly.
Have you ever felt like a spirit like follow you out of a place?
Got him.
Yeah, it's
Gonna get them so good.
I haven't actually, thankfully. There are a few people that I've met who have these rituals or these things that they do where they kind of cleanse you before you leave the area. Whether that
Rock,
works or
paper,
not, I'm not
scissors,
sure.
who's gonna
So
haunt them?
I think that
Like
helps.
just squirt some holy water around
Yeah, there's
you.
sage, and then there's people have prayed, and depending on what they believe in, they'll do different things for the group that has been in an area that's supposedly evil or what have you. So I'm no expert by any means, but I definitely involve myself in a lot of these odd situations.
All right, wait, really quick.
Yes.
Did the chef die in the kitchen?
That wasn't clear, but I don't think so. I know people have died on the property because it used to be a hospital for World War II soldiers. They'd actually fly
And then
them
a
out.
hotel. Oh.
And then a hotel, yeah, right.
He was just committed.
And so there's a lot of history here too. It was built in the 1800s. I don't know what part of decade it was in that era, but anywho.
All right.
Yeah, we're in.
We gotta wrap the show
As my
up.
director mind is like, no, we got to end soon.
I
We're
know.
30 seconds. I'll let you say goodbye.
Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you to the panel and sharing their spooky stories. Thank you, Jared Serpa, for calling in and telling us his skeleton joke. We will not be doing an episode of The Lowdown next month because it's CMAC Fest, the anniversary party for CMAC. So November 7th, come on down to CMAC.
For my birthday?
Sorry, Natalie. Bye, Zach. Thank you so much. All right, see you later. Bye, everybody. Thank you.